What the hell you have in mind now, Stelian? I hate when I see you in that condition.
7-inch display, baby.
And what the hell you will use it for? I already run 8 displays for you. Did I said something funny? Enough is enough, Stelian, you have gone too far. I will not use all my resources for those. Do you know you totally lost connection with reality?
Okay, let me show you something. There are many reasons to start this channel, and one of those is to share my passion with people who can deeply understand the love for racing and motorsport, and I had that bug from the time I remember myself. But unfortunately, I never had a family member or close friend to fully share that beautiful experience, and was always awkward from the time I decided to save everything I can to build my first racing car, to the time I dive in sim racing and start chasing virtual titles and the perfect virtual experience. Well, it's not the case anymore. Now I have you and you have us, and there is no reason to explain ourselves why we sacrifice so much for racing. I know many of you enjoy my sim racing environment, and even some of you state it's the best, but that is not the case, and I want to share some really crazy rigs and creative ideas from guys in our community. And remember, this is not competition, but pure shared love for our beautiful hobby. Let's start with virtual race experience. He's quite popular and most of you probably know him, but for those who don't, you must definitely check his videos. I believe he is the first one who really achieved that confusing question in the viewer mind: is this a real or game? He was turning his rig upside down to create the perfect viewer experience, from left side to right side wheel position cars to F1 cockpit. Create safety net movement in non-motion rig, and at the end even put real gauge bar to fully mix that picture. Next one, SimGP. Another crazy fella who, unfortunately for us, stopped his sim racing journey for some more important things in his life, but again, he was on another level. I don't know who was the first with the idea to put physical safety gauge in front of the monitors to mix that picture, and I also believe parallel thinking exists when we have the same passion for something, but this here is absolute art. He even wore a helmet and put a camera underneath, which was absolutely crazy. I hope he will return one day. Next one, Omar. One of the most craziest idea perfectly executed. We mostly work on the front of the cockpit and more specifically around the field of view, but Omar decided to bring another dimension. The gauge behind the seat may look totally unnecessary till he turns his face camera while driving. Wide screen behind the gauge with second PC running spotter rear view picture create absolute different dimension on the viewer experience. And another crazy and unique mod no one else have ever done is the physical mirror, which take real picture from his rear monitor. That is absolutely sick. Before I move to the most brutal sim racing POV experience in my personal opinion, let me explain something to those who question our investment, and they are very rare in our community, but they exist and deserve answer. Somebody said in the comment section, quote, "I will justify your investment when I see your leaderboard." I personally never believed I am great or talented driver, which lead to enormous hours of work on the track. And that brings 9 official iRacing titles and few league titles, and deposit around $10,000 in my bank account. And that was long before I even start creating that environment. You have to understand, I don't invest in gears, I invest in my happiness. And to those who question why we spend so much in racing gear and don't just buy a racing car, and you are right, some rigs cost as much as a real racing car, Been there, done that. Buying the car is the easy part. Racing is the hard one. This sport is really expensive. That being said, let's go to my personal favorite sim racing mod from Danny. He really brings his setup to the next level, covering fully the top of the platform and completing the safety gauge not just on the side but also on the top, which makes the viewer experience absolutely immersive. That three-dimensional feeling from the camera movement we see in real on board is missing from every sim cockpit I am aware of, but Danny found a way to complete that, and in combination with the Philips Hue light, the results are just insane. Another brilliant feature in this environment is the movable passenger side. Going in and out in such a complex rig with gauges and safety nets around is not easy task, but he make it possible. So, like, subscribe, share. I really try to not use those quotes in my videos because just doesn't sound right in my head, but in this case I will ask you for a favor. If you like what you see from those guys, please go give them some love, and maybe we can give them that beautiful reward feeling and see some more beautiful stuff in the future. See you in the next one.